The Radio Memories Network is brought to you in part by Liberated Syndication, podcast publishing made easy, libsyn.com. That's LIBSYN.com.
Welcome to the Old Time Radio Network Suspense Stories. Are you ready for a thriller, chiller, or the macabre? We now go back to the early days of radio and our imaginations with our featured suspense presentation.
Suspense.
Presented by Roma Wines, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. Salud.
Your health, senor.
The world toasts Roma, and Roma toasts the world. The wine for your table is Roma, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
This is the Man in Black, here for Roma Wines to introduce this weekly half hour of Suspense. Tonight in Hollywood, we are honored and happy to have with us one of the entertainment world's most distinguished gentlemen, Mr. Cary Grant. The suspense play which stars Cary Grant and which is produced and directed by William Spear is the exciting and tense bestseller by Cornell Woolrich called The Black Curtain. Suspense is compounded of mystery and suspicion and dangerous adventure. In this series, Roma brings you tales calculated to intrigue you, to stir your nerves, to offer you a precarious situation and then withhold the solution until the last possible moment. And so, with The Black Curtain and with the performance of Cary Grant, we again hope to keep you in suspense.
And now, Peter Troy investigates the repentant redhead.
Life began again for me, I guess you'd say, that day, on that street. My head was pounding terribly. I could hear all the noise and the people moving around. Everything was a jumble at first.
Now let the doctor roll.
I seen it happen, Mr. Policeman. He was running. Boy, he really gave himself a clunk on the face.
All right, son. Now get back there. Everybody back there.
Oh, my head.
His wallet fell out of his pocket, and a big boy grabbed it and ran away. He
All
went
right, now back, everybody. Let the doctor through. Gilman here.
I'm okay. No, never mind, Doc. I'm okay.
Seems to be nothing much the matter with you, sir.
No, I'm all right.
I guess I can talk to him now, Doc?
I'll go ahead, officer. Just a bad bump on the head, I think. That's right. We can walk all right, can't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure. Here, now let me brush you off.
Thanks. I'll be fine. Hey, wait a minute. What am I doing with an overcoat on?
All right now, mister. Just so they got it on the blotter. What's your name? Where do you live?
Townsend, Frank Townsend, 820 Rutherford Street.
Want a cigarette? You're still shaky.
No, thanks. Don't smoke.
Well, we're getting back then. Drop in at the receiving hospital if you want us to check you off.
Yeah, I will.
Hey, here's your hat, mister. I found it.
Oh, thank you.
That's all. Now, come on. Move along. Guys, all right. Come on. Oh, well, thanks. I'm sorry about the fellow that got your wallet. Anyway, here's your cigar case, Mr. Townsend. Guy found it right alongside of you.
Hey, wait a minute. This isn't my hat. DN. Those aren't my initials, DN.
Sure, that's your hat. I seen it roll off you when you went down. Try it on. You see, it fits. Looks good.
But what am I doing with a cigar case? DN. Same initials as the hat.
Don't you even know your own hat, mister?
Wait a minute. I'm trying to think. Where is this?
What?
This street.
You're on Tillery Street.
Tillery Street? What am I doing on Tillery Street?
He's lost.
All right now, sir. My suggestion is that you go on home and go lie down. It's cold and starting to snow.
No, please, wait a minute. Don't leave me.
Nothing.
Tell me. What happened?
Why, you slipped on this icy sidewalk. Fell down and hit your head, good hard on the curb. You're out for about 20 minutes and then you bleed.
Ice on a sidewalk?
Well, look at it. That street cleaning department ought to clear away the snow there, too.
Snow and ice?
Sure, why? Snow? In July? July? Oh, it's December. December 1943.
1943?
You better go on home, son. Good night.
1943? December 1943.
And you want Mr. Troy to believe you didn't...
Last I remember was July 1940. 3 years just gone.
I'm offering you a $5
Amnesia.
of money, Mr. Troy, to find out who really did...
black curtain comes down over your mind.
Make with a pencil, Julie.
That black curtain has been over mine for 3 years.
Now, Miss Lee, that's...
Where had I been? Who had I been? I hadn't been Frank
How are you in
Townsend.
that other room?
I've been someone else.
No.
And someone could have been hiding in the apartment all the time.
Someone whose initials were D.N.
Kitchen anyway.
The neighbors said they
I
heard
walked
a bit
along
of a
Tillery
din
Street
coming.
thinking about it those 3 years.
Steve and I
I could have been married.
was having
I could have been a thief. I could have...
Well, I get carried away.
Something made me turn around on the street for a moment. That was when I first saw him.
So?
Gray eyes.
Steve was my name.
He'd been talking to the cop who took my name. He looked up as I did.
I don't know.
Now,
And then he
come
started
on,
to walk
Miss Lee,
rapidly in my
you want
direction.
Okay, cooperate.
I backed away
Forget your
instinctively.
pride.
Something about him spelled trouble. He called to me as he came forward.
Sort of involved to understand the others.
Instinctively, I knew I should run, get away from
There was a
him.
murder.
I looked back as I rounded the corner.
Sort of
He had a
name.
gun in his
The name was
hand. He
Francisco
raised
de
it.
Militore.
Then I
He was
turned,
one of the
ran
big
for the
Italian
light.
shopping houses. Then there was Paul Stevens.
Who got him?
Oh, I don't know any of the others by name.
What lay behind that black
But we saw one
curtain
of them
which
yesterday.
separated Townsend from his past?
Smell a perfume in the place. Six and heavy. And there was a glass with lipstick on it. I must have left just before I got in.
Okay. Oh, anything else?
With this remarkable story,
I didn't
and with
know.
Hollywood's distinguished Cary Grant as our star, the Roma Wine Company of Fresno, California, tonight assumes the sponsorship of Suspense, radio's outstanding theater of thrills.
Melanie, give me another 5 minutes, huh?
No. Any more interviews with your
This is the
client,
dinner
sir,
hour
will
at
have
an
to be made in
exclusive
the
yacht
cell.
club in Latin
You'll get
America.
written permission from
And we
your lawyer.
discreetly eavesdrop on that
Sergeant,
gentleman
take
and
Miss
his
Lee away,
lady there at
please.
the table.
This way, Miss
It has
Lee.
been a lovely dinner, Ramon. And only you would have thought to have such a delicious
Julie, my
wine as
angel,
the
I love
finale.
you dearly, but
It
there
was
are
so
times when I
You
can...
don't honestly
Is
think
it
she's
truly a
innocent, do
wine
you?
from California
I don't
in
know.
North America?
Yes,
Inspector, she
This
is
is denoted Roma Port, of California, in the United States. We were fortunate to have it tonight, for now, in time of war, on the occasional ship can bring us the Roma
Have you
wine.
booked her yet, Inspector?
I knew that you would.
Fortunate? Yes. For Roma wines please the exacting taste of wine lovers in many countries. And we in the United States are most fortunate of all, for we can enjoy any of those delicious wines from the famous Roma wineries located in choice wine districts throughout California at prices unbelievably small for wines of such distinguished character.
They went to this place.
Because we do not have to pay heavy shipping costs
Take
and
a
duties.
pick, Troy. Keep
Here
out
at
of
home
this
in
one.
America,
The case is
Roma
closed.
wines cost
It's
only
not
a few
closed.
cents a glass.
Not until that girl
What's
is
more,
tried and a verdict
you will
pronounced.
find Roma California wines just around the corner at your favorite dealer. Right there, waiting for you now, the types of Roma wines you most enjoy. So if you haven't yet discovered the delight of Roma wine regularly with meals or when entertaining friends, make your first purchases of Roma tomorrow. R-O-M-A, Roma, America's largest selling wine. Made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
That's unfortunate. But may I see
And
Mr.
now it
Troy
is with
about the
pleasure
Venice
that we bring back to our soundstage Mr. Cary Grant and The Black
Yes,
Curtain,
sir. Excuse me,
a
ma'am.
story well calculated to keep you in suspense.
A director of the Morgan You may go in, ma'am, Mrs. Turn 6.
Why was he following me?
Good morning,
With a
Mr.
gun.
Troy.
Good morning, Miss
What
Morgan.
did Gray Eyes want with me? I must have done
My
something.
secretary said
I'm here to discuss the
I
Steve
beat it
Bennett
down the
case,
subway and
Mr.
hid.
Troy.
I had to think it all out
Published his
carefully.
novels, you know.
I knew I was on the spot
We're
for
very
something.
sorry to hear of his
Gray
death.
Eyes meant
Oh, bet
business.
you were.
What could it be?
Oh,
Who had I
forgive me, Miss
been?
Morgan. I've
During
been
those
trying to
last 3
investigate
years
a
with that
long
black
time.
curtain in front of them.
Finish it.
I don't
Maybe I'd been a
understand.
gangster.
I'm
And he was
investigating
one of a
the case
mob
on
that wanted to
behalf
rub
of
me
Mr.
out.
Lee.
Yes, I know.
I didn't
I've been
know.
making a lot of inquiries.
No identification, my wallet stolen.
I heard that
Nothing in my
Steve Bennett
pockets
was
that
about
would
to
help.
drop the murder.
Just DN in the hat.
So?
And
But you
DN
know
on
you
the
had lost
cigar
the
case.
visual rights to it, huh?
DN!
That would have meant a loss of
My
about,
head was aching with worry. My stomach had panic in it. I had to find out who I'd been, what I'd done.
Company, Mr. Troy.
It was
How?
nothing.
Where?
It still is nothing without Steve ran its mouth.
Tillery Street.
£250,000.
That's where I'd been when I woke up.
Makes you think.
Tillery Street.
Of what?
Well, maybe Gray Eyes would go back there, too, looking for me.
Denise
But I had
Lee
to take
killed
that
Steve.
chance. Tillery
No, I'm
Street.
not saying he didn't deserve it, and I'm not saying she didn't have a motive. Steve's dead and she killed him. Doesn't matter where. He goes digging around for any other motives. None.
Oh, good
Well,
evening,
no, I'd like
Pop.
proof of that.
The police are satisfied.
Oh,
You should
hello
be
there.
too.
Couldn't see
Kind
you.
of a
Had
man.
it first.
Oh, you know
Do
me?
you take
Sure.
a delight in
What can I
talking
get
trouble,
you, son?
Mr. Troy?
Oh. Well,
that
you
sounds
got an
like
evening
a
paper I could look at?
very-
Nope. Sorry, never read them.
There.
Too much trouble in the world these days, anyhow.
Forget about
How you
Steve
been?
Bennett's death,
You haven't been
Mr.
around 2 or 3
Forget
weeks.
your investigation.
Oh, well, I've been kind of busy.
There's £300
Look, Bob,
here in
yeah?
the bag for you.
I made a bet with a
If you
guy
do, just
that even though you see so many
Yeah,
customers,
okay.
you'd walk right up and give me my full name.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry, I don't
Now,
know.
about that $300.
I don't think I ever heard your name.
Just one client at
But
a
I know
time,
your
huh?
girl.
You're going to be
My
sorry.
girl.
Uh-huh.
You do, huh?
So
Yeah.
very sorry.
Well, now, maybe I can still win my bet if you'll give me her name.
Gee,
Attractive men like you.
I've heard you mention it. I'd know it if I
Say the
heard it.
sweetest things in between
Well,
threats.
see if I can steer you a little. Now, is it Mary?
Nope.
Alice? Lillian? Ah, Margaret.
No. Wait a minute. Wait. I know. Ruth. That's it, Ruth.
Ruth?
Yeah.
Just hold tight, Julie.
Well, sure, you got it. Now, what's Ruth's last name?
Gee, I don't know her.
So does
I know where she
the
lives, though.
You do?
Yeah, right across the street. The Tillery Apartments.
Well, it's right.
Come on, anybody.
But now, what apartment? What's the number of Ruth's apartment?
I like tight skirts.
3C. Apartment 3C. Say,
Also,
that's
a
pretty
couple
good
of
if I do
things
say
on
so.
down.
I was only there once, remember? The night I brought the sandwiches over.
Well, thanks.
Will you win your bet, mister?
Huh?
Fine wild, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I think I will.
What's your name so I'll know it next time?
Oh, I'll tell you
I
tomorrow.
remind you that the police
I hope.
they've already gone.
So long.
So long, Bob. Thank you.
And they're
I'll be-
bound to this.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
What would they have been
Nothing.
searching for?
Nothing.
Just something else.
Just tying my shoe.
I'm looking at it from another angle.
I'd just been going to walk out when I saw him standing across the street, gray eyes again. I ducked down behind the store window and watched him. He looked over in my direction and then up and down the street. Then he lit a cigarette and strolled down the corner. The minute he disappeared, I yanked the door open, dashed out, ran across the Tillery Apartments, and went in.
There's a page on 138,
149.
But it's not your name, son. It's you can hurry.
That's interesting.
Who is it?
Ruth,
Wasn't the missus either.
it's me.
Exactly how many women are there, Mr.
Dan! Oh, Danny,
Well,
where
many
did you...
Mr. Collector and my other name collects
Oh,
sticks.
darling, it's really you.
What's the matter with you?
Hello, Ruth.
Oh, Danny, why did you come here? He's been around here twice today. He may be in the neighborhood right now, for all you know.
Who?
Oh, well, Fiery, of course.
My girl, you've earned a bonus.
Has he got gray eyes?
What?
Visitor.
Yeah.
That's the
You
torch.
ever see a detective that didn't?
Someone's at the window coming in.
Sure.
Danny, what's the matter with
He
you?
hasn't started.
You're acting so strangely.
Well, I just want to look at you.
You seem so different, so far away. You haven't kissed him.
Well, that's easily fixed.
Petrol is flying around.
Okay, I think it's time we...
Oh, darling, where have you been for
And they're
3
getting away,
weeks?
too.
All around. Miss me?
You know I'm here. Oh, Danny, do you suppose...
on the window.
Do you think we could get away tonight? I've got $3,000 saved up. We could go to Mexico or South America.
This way, the front
We could
door's
get
over
married. Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Neary tour the world.
Daniel Neary.
Police have sealed off the
wife.
apartment.
Sounds funny, Gertrude.
Oh, you'll never know how good.
We'll get out of here tonight. I'll call up and tell them I'm quitting my job. I'll say I'm sick. All my stuff's here. Nothing's out there but a
This
couple of
definitely
uniforms.
wasn't the kind of Peter story.
I'll make Elma and Franklin a
Maybe
present
wasn't
of
Peter knew
those.
we were there. Maybe he
Elma
didn't.
and Franklin.
Either way,
Don't
it
you
didn't make
bother
much
your pretty
difference.
head about those two,
Steve
Charlie.
Rennick's apartment
They
had to be
weren't glad when
destroyed.
it happened.
And brother, a
Couple
couple
of
of fires a
vultures.
good way of destroying
By
anything,
them.
including yours truly, plus
Oh, with
private
you
secretary.
back, Danny.
And just 2
Just
minutes,
think with
the
my
whole place is a
$3,000
raging inferno. The flames
you ought
put
to
out
quit
over
your
the face of
job?
the window and
Absolutely,
fire
I
escape.
think so.
On top of that,
I was never
Inspector
cut out to be a
Mandy's
nurse
boys have put a
anyway.
police seal on the front
you
door.
were.
And life
more
was just a
than,
little more than
I was
tedious
cut
just
out.
then.
Any more than
I
you
was
were
in
meant
no
to be a
mood for any
secretary.
jokes about barbecued private eyes.
That's right. Well, I never want to be a secretary. Just drifted into it, I guess. I got on my nerves, especially toward the end.
Okay, Julie,
Well,
stand back.
the boss was no cinch to work
I
for.
guess it's time I
It
use it.
wasn't. It was a rat. The whole decent bunch are mean and rotten. The whole family.
Never do they always have fires around
Except
here.
the old man.
You okay, Julie?
Oh, yeah, the old man.
A fire and I didn't start it.
Sort of liked him, didn't I?
He knows you did. I think he wished he'd been his son.
Some sort of trouble, Mr. Troy.
Knew it or
He's the only
organized
reason I've
it,
stuck
Miss
around
Murdoch.
out there
There
this
was a
long.
police seal on that
How
door.
are
Look, I
things
can explain,
out
but
there?
nobody's going to believe
Oh,
me.
they've been questioning all
However,
of
I
us.
would like to know how
He's
much
laid off
Margaret
lately,
got into
though,
the
since-
action. She got onto the scene
Don't
very
let's
quickly,
talk
didn't she?
anymore about it.
Too quickly. For the
You're
time being,
back.
we'll
That's the main
concentrate on
thing.
trying to put out this fire
I just
until
want
the
to forget
propagator
New Jericho and the
arrives.
whole...
Jericho,
Up to the
huh?
Christian salon, Sir Troy.
If you only hadn't happened.
What happened?
Oh, Danny, what's going to become of you and me?
Yes.
I wish I
It
knew.
happens to be the truth.
Danny, get away from that window. Leave that shade down.
Couldn't tell. The room was
down
dark.
Anyway, they didn't actually come into the room, Inspector.
Standing from the
Just
hydrant.
shoved up the window
Coming in
and poured
here,
petrol
in the
over
building.
carpet. Well, I
Did he
don't
see
think
you?
there was any intruder.
Ruth,
I
will
think
you
it was
help
all
me?
a
What are you
figment of
going to
their very
do?
I'm going to give myself up.
imagination.
No,
Now,
no.
Well, it's better than getting shot
I
at.
still like to
What
know
can they
what
do
you
to me?
were going to see, Miss
Fool, they
Morgan.
can
She
send you
was
to the
with me
chair.
for you.
A chair?
Well, what do you think happens to a man when he's guilty of murder?
Honey buns and homicide. Well, that was the title of it.
Murder.
Something
Ruth,
wrong?
listen to me.
I don't know.
I'm not a murderer. If the whole world says I committed murder, I say I didn't. The me that's in me says I didn't.
I never said you were, Danny. I always said you didn't do it. Oh, if you hadn't run away.
Too late.
So
Honey
that's
buns and homicide, baby. Honey buns and homicide.
Come here, Danny. Why?
I gotta get out of here. How about the fire escape shaft? Dumb waiter.
Miss Morgan,
Here.
what do you intend to do with the manuscript?
Get in. I'll stand on
Half
top and
of
work the
this isn't
ropes.
much
I don't
use
think
for
it can
anyone,
hold
is
us both.
We'll have one of our staff writers finish it.
Staff writers? Oh, you employ staff
You hear
writers?
me?
Well, there
yes,
are
Daddy.
a couple of people.
Daddy, what do we do?
Either of them work for
Going
Steve
back
Rennick
there, the new
before?
Jericho.
Yes, one of the two people.
A girl? Troy, I don't. Just a minute, Inspector. There's a reason for this, believe me.
Got to find out.
One of them's a
Going
girl,
together.
Miss Morgan.
Yes.
No, Daddy,
Me?
no, I've got the money. We can get out of here.
Stop it.
Danny, out.
Helen
My
Freeman.
arm. You're
She
hurting.
used to do a lot of secretarial
Here on
work
in,
for
we're
Steve.
sticking together. They're
Inspector,
going to take me
I
back
suggest
there.
we go
Back
talk to
where
the
it
lady.
happened.
May I remind you that you're under arrest?
Okay, but I got a hunch.
I don't give a
I'll
hoot
go
about
wherever
your
you
hunches.
go.
Oh, come now, Inspector.
I can't
you
lose
know
you
about
again.
treating his hunches. There have been a couple of times in the past when they've hurt Steve something else.
That'll be enough from you.
Now, where do we find Helen Fremont, Miss Morgan?
Her brother owns a cellar club in Soho.
On the train, Ruth and I said very little to each
She
other.
spends a lot of time.
While I hid in the telephone booth at the Pennsylvania station, she bought us a couple of cheap overcoats. I sat hunched up in mine, thinking. Ruth had brought along the newspaper clippings.
I'm
I looked at what they said
Sorry,
for
we
the
don't have
20th
to.
time,
I'm not
trying to
expecting you,
see if there
Mr.
was
Fremont.
anything
I
there
just
that
wanted
would
to have
help.
a chat with your sister.
Dietrich
Helen
Slayer
is
Salt,
here,
it
isn't
said. Secretary
Who
wanted in
wants to
brutal
know?
slaying at
Either
suburban
side.
estate.
Just tell us about
Police
Janine
are
Lee and
pressing
Steve
the
Rennick.
search
You'll
for
understand.
Daniel
Now,
Neary,
look,
secretary
Sarah,
in the employ of the late John
I'll be
Dietrich,
watching
58,
you.
member
You
of a
do
well-known
that.
local family who was shot and killed in the drawing room of his new Jericho estate on the morning of November the 7th. Neary disappeared November the 7th, on the morning of which date he is known to have had a bitter quarrel
Yes,
with the
you're Helen
deceased.
Fremont.
I am.
This last was
You know what I
attested
like
to at
about
the
this
inquest
case?
by Alma and
Just
Franklin
oozing with
Dietrich, widow and
purpose.
brother of the murdered
You
man.
know what substitute means? It means feminine glances. Well, of course, you know what the word means.
Well, I had all the
After
facts
all,
now.
You're a writer, aren't you?
Wanted for
Well,
murder.
that's it.
What do you want?
And yet everything that was in me told me that no matter who I'd been, however
Much
many
more
memories I lost, that I was no killer, that I
What do you
couldn't have.
guard in that, Mr. Cairns?
Didn't anyone ever tell you about
I
that?
had to get into that Dietrich house and stand again in the room in which it had all happened. Maybe something would come back to me.
And
Maybe
it's
there
like
would
a
be...
trademark.
What do you mean?
Rennick's apartment reeked of it, and then he was killed. The manuscript of his half-finished novel reeks of it, too.
What are you talking about?
Honey buns and homicide. And I don't mean the title of the book either.
Hurry?
Trouble?
I think there's going to be.
You'd better tell that fella to keep away from me. I don't like his face.
Danny.
I'm liable to want to change the shape of it. Why, you...
Alma and Franklin just left. Go down to the village.
If you see what I mean.
Being out here on the day off.
No, Harry, we don't want any trouble.
Alma said something,
What do you want me
but
to
I
do,
said I had
Terry?
nothing to do in town.
Confession.
Came out to write some letters.
Let's go then.
This isn't a joke, Miss Fremont. You killed Steve
Please, let's
Rennick.
not stay out here.
Said you loved me.
I do, Danny, I do.
First, I'll
Oh,
tell
I'm
you this.
scared. They're only
Steve
going
Rennick
to the
was no
village. They'll be
writer.
back in half an hour at the
His
most.
whole life, he only wrote one book.
Come on, open the door, Ruth. Hurry. I've got to
That's
see
the
the
public
inside.
eye, and it was
That
a
room,
bestseller.
the place where it
But he
happened.
couldn't maintain
Wrong,
the
Danny.
standard.
I'm telling you, you're wrong.
No, his name was
Fine.
made,
Open
but he
the door,
just
Ruth.
didn't have the
Quickly.
talent to write another novel.
Then who wrote the
All right.
others?
You did.
Now, let's have a look at that room.
You were his
Please,
ghost
Danny,
writer.
please don't talk
Don't
about
deny it. Melissa Morgan spilled the beans down at Scotland Yard.
This is where I'm
Oh,
supposed
no,
to
I
have
won't
murdered
deny
John
it.
Dietrich. Huh?
Danny, please.
I wrote
Where was
Steve's
it?
book
Show
after
me
that
exactly
first
where
one.
it was, Ruth. I've got to
But
know.
that doesn't mean I killed him.
There.
Doesn't
Right there.
All right.
Standing by the grandfather's
fact.
clock.
It'd have to be someone who knew their way
If
around
they get
Steve's
you, you'll
apartment.
hang.
By the
Someone
clock.
who knew where everything was
Still
kept.
believe in me, don't you, Ruth?
I believe you, Danny.
His gun,
I'm
for
scared.
instance?
I love you.
Just before you pulled that stunt with the
What's that?
petrol and matches,
Don't
I was
leave me.
searching his apartment.
You think in that room
Now, he
right there.
kept his gun in his
Oh,
bureau
You
drawer.
awake him.
I want to see
And it was
him.
locked.
No. No, don't, Danny. He can't
So,
help you.
apart from
You know
Steve,
he's
only one other
paralyzed and
person
can't
would have the
talk.
key to that
Turn
drawer.
on the light. I want to see
The
him.
girl who was not only his
You
ghostwriter,
woke him.
but his part-time secretary.
Me, Mr. Dietrich.
You.
Ruth.
That's not
This is
everything.
Danny.
Well, coming back to
You
that
remember
fire.
Danny, don't you?
Now, the
Hello,
person who
Miss
broke in through that window didn't even use a torch.
Yeah.
And the room was pitch black.
Was he here when it happened?
Therefore, the intruder knew her way around.
Funny question.
Knew where every stick of furniture
He's been
was.
here for 5 years.
That mirror. On the
You're
wall
the
there.
one that sits.
The clock.
And then we come to the reason behind
See
the
the
fire.
grandfather's clock in the other room.
What are you getting at, Denny?
He could see it.
Like that.
The old man could see
That
the murder through
manuscript
the
beside
mirror.
Rennick's typewriter was written on another
if only he
machine.
could talk.
He can't talk.
Logical, isn't
You
it?
scare me, Danny.
He saw the man who killed John Dietrich. Look. He understands what I'm saying. He's blinking his eyes.
Oh, stop
Page
torturing him.
149
Can't you see what
is
you're
on the roll
doing?
of
Trying to
witness.
say something.
He always kept the last page in his typewriter so that any
Look.
visitor would
His
assume
eyes
he
are
was
blinking.
working on it.
Oh,
He's going to help me.
But then
Go outside
again,
and watch
on the
Ruth go on.
sideboard
Watch
next
out
to the
again.
front door, we found
Be
the
careful,
remains of
Danny.
some
Please,
more
they'll
of
be
the
back in a
manuscript.
minute.
All right, leave me alone.
Yes, ma'am. Pages 150 to 163.
Look now, Mr. Dietrich.
So,
Don't be afraid.
You dropped those pages into
I'm
him
gonna
the
ask
day
you a
before
question.
yesterday.
And you're going to answer me.
Just a few seconds
Are you
before
trying to tell me
pulled
something
the
about the
trigger
murder?
and killed him.
Now,
you're
blink your
crazy.
He
eyes.
couldn't do the usual
Blink twice
routine
if
of
you
slipping
are.
the last page into the
And that's it.
machine.
Once.
Because
Twice.
he was dead.
That's good. Did you see it happen?
Can prove, all
Here,
right.
in your
I don't
mirror.
have to.
Blink once if the answer
Now,
is no.
the police...
Twice
are
if
gonna
the
look
answer is
after
yes.
that part of it. But I haven't finished yet, either.
Twice. You dead,
We
huh?
still have to find a
You
minute.
saw it.
Then
Now
can you?
Is the murderer in this house?
Danny, they're coming.
How does this
Franklin and Alma. Get out of here.
There's something else in that
Run, Danny,
apartment
run.
that had to
Is
be
the
destroyed.
murderer in this house?
The original
Blink once for
manuscript
no,
of
twice
Steve
for yes.
Rennick's very first novel.
Yes.
The
In
one
this
he
house.
wrote.
Danny, they're coming.
Wait, I've
Why
almost
did
got
that
it.
have to be destroyed?
Now, Mr. Dietrich. Was it
Because
me?
he wrote a dedication on the
Once for
front
no,
page,
twice
didn't
for
he?
yes. Was
It read,
it me?
"For
Get out of
Helen,
here,
my
Danny. Into the
devoted
big
wife."
room. Behind the curtain.
And that's you.
Oh, all right. All right.
No.
Thanks, Mr. Dietrich.
You're
I'll be
making a
back.
mistake.
That's why you tolerated him stealing all your glory. You have to do it.
you in Father's
The publishers wanted it that
Yes.
way, didn't they? And
you
they
here
still
alone?
want it that way.
Oh, yes.
Because
Why?
by now,
we
Steve
thought we
Rennick's
heard
name
voices.
sells his novels just as much as their plot
So
line.
jittery about them.
I'm just tired,
You'd
that's
had
all.
enough of them, hadn't you?
May I go to bed now?
You don't know what it is.
Father's still awake,
No one could know.
He'll go to sleep, all right.
Janine Lee?
I'm
That's
going
the one
upstairs,
who was
Mrs.
40 in
Dietrich,
Lincoln.
now.
The
Good
others
night,
didn't come.
Rose.
They were
And
nothing.
take your flashlight
But
with
Daddy knew.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes,
dark
I
on the road
killed him.
tonight.
And I
Good
did
night,
it
Ruth.
when-
Okay,
Night.
Corey. So now you've got the story.
I
She brought him
have,
back
Buster.
here with her.
But you're not going to live
Hey,
to
my
repeat
thing.
any of what you just found out.
Harry, don't be a fool. Get away, that's
Out of the way, Helen.
Oh, Franklin.
Take it easy. If he's here, we'll get him.
After the evidence we gave against him at the hearing,
Why, you
I'm
police
frightened.
drop that gun.
Just get out of here fast. I'll go to the village for the police.
Call the police. No, I'll do it.
Oh, I meant
Hello?
to tell you, Ellen. The police
Hello?
came here with me.
It's too late. Instead, the wire's cut.
See, I'm still under
Come on, we'll
arrest
both
for
drive to the
unlawful
village.
But he may be waiting for us out by the car.
It's okay, Inspector. Only got him in the shoulder. Did you get over?
What are you doing there, Franklin?
Got it all down in shorthand.
I think I just might need my gun.
Come with us, Mrs. Rennie.
Come along.
You too, Freeman.
Mr. Smith? No one told you that?
The moment they left the house, I made for the old man's room. I called for Ruth, but she was gone. Maybe Franklin and Alma had called her after she cut the telephone wire, but I couldn't wait. My life was hanging on minutes now.
Just at the end.
I shot the flashlight
Helen
on the
was
old
in
man's
Steve's
face.
apartment all the time. All the time Janine was there anyway. She heard the row every word of it.
You're helping me fine.
That was the final.
You know I'm trying to save my life, don't you?
She'd already taken his
Now,
gun, so the thought of killing him wasn't
murderer.
a new one.
Was it
As soon as
me?
Janine went into the
Was
other
it
room
me
to
who
powder
did
her
it?
nose,
Me,
Helen
Danny
came on out of
Neary.
the closet, shot
Blink
Rennick,
once for
threw the
no.
gun on the floor, and lit out,
What?
leaving the repentant redhead to take the rest.
Oh, you're sure? You're
As
sure
for
it
the
wasn't me?
fire, well, it was the only way she could get rid of that
Oh, yes,
evidence
smiling
without
at the
attracting
Dietrich.
suspicion
Smiling.
herself.
No,
As for
it was
Melissa
somebody in this
Morgan,
house.
But
And
she
who was
wanted
it?
the secret kept. The company had too
Can't
much
you make
at
a
stake.
sound?
She wouldn't let
Help
all
me, you've
keen
got
on having
to.
me delving around.
Was
looking
it
for the
Elma?
truth.
Twice for yes,
I
once
was
for
bound
no.
to find out about Helen
Once.
Rennick being Steve's
Not Elma.
ghost.
All right, then.
Well,
Was
all
it
the
Franklin?
ghosts and gals and honey buns and homicide.
Up, you'll never go to trial.
Franklin. Look, you've got to listen. You've got to.
Shut up and drop that flashlight. Let's kill the old man, too, huh? The murderer returns to the scene of his crime. Well, no, I didn't kill him. Tell that to the police. Alma will have him here in a couple of minutes. Where's your girlfriend, Ruth?
She's not here. I don't know where she went.
Never mind. They'll find her. You're a dead duck, Neary. You killed my brother and beat it. What'd you get out of it? That's always puzzled us.
You killed your brother, and now you're going to kill me.
Oh, you've gone nuts, too. Why should I kill my own brother, you idiot?
To get his share of the estate and his wife, Alma, amongst other things. But you can't stop with killing me. Someone else knows the truth. The old man saw it in the mirror.
Huh?
You'll have to kill your own father, too.
The old man saw it. How do you know?
He told me.
Oh, you're lying. He can't talk. He can't even move.
He can hear. and he can blink his eyes. Come over here and look.
Now, look here, I don't... Ruth!
He'll be all right. I heard him. He was going to kill you. Here's the gun, Danny. Take it.
But, Ruth, you shouldn't have. In another minute, I'm not sure it was Franklin.
Oh, Dan, darling, please, let's run for it. You'll be here in a second. It's your last chance. We'll all swear you did it.
Not if I can be with the old man another half minute. Mr. Dietrich. Mr. Dietrich. It's Danny again.
No, Danny, don't. Don't.
What? Tell me, Mr. Dietrich. Was it Franklin? Did Franklin kill your son, John? Blink once if he did. He's afraid. Well, why are you afraid? Oh, it's this gun. Here, take the gun, Ruth. You take it. He's afraid. I'm not going to hurt you, Mr. Dietrich. Well, what's the matter? Why don't you answer me? Who killed John Dietrich? It wasn't me. It wasn't Elmer. It wasn't Franklin. But someone in the house. Was it? Ruth! Ruth! You!
I told you not to come. Oh, I love you, Danny. I wanted you. I wouldn't have let them get you.
Why? Why, Ruth? Why did you kill him?
He was always after me. Wouldn't leave me alone. I hated him. Then that night he came at me, threatened me, said he'd kill me. If he couldn't have me, nobody could. He had a gun, and I got it away from him. He hit the clock. He leaned against it. I thought he'd never fall down and die. It was the day you ran away, and I was crazy. They thought it was you. They started looking. I love you, Danny. I still love you. I begged you not to come back here.
Ruth! Put down that gun, Ruth.
No. Stand back, Danny. Stay over there. Just want to look at you. I was hoping we could get away together. But you've been through enough, Danny. And all because of me. Now you're clear, Danny. And this is going to clear me. Darling.
Oh, Ruth! Well, I guess that's about all there is to tell. I tried to put it all behind me, to resume my life where it left off over 3 years ago. Sometimes when it gets toward evening, I go and walk along Tillery Street. Once in a while, somebody I don't know, will say, "Hello, Danny." And I just say hello and walk on. I don't want to find out anything anymore. I want it all to die away and be still. And it will. All except Ruth. Because somewhere behind that black curtain I was loved and loved someone. We must have known a love that I'll never know again.
And so closes The Black Curtain, starring Mr. Cary Grant. Tonight's tale of Suspense.
Since the beginnings of history, people have enjoyed wine. Ages ago, our ancestors found that wine made any food taste better. Wine is a simple pleasure that anyone can enjoy. That is why Roma has devoted all its wine-making skill to producing wines of fine quality at a price that means you can enjoy them often, just a few cents a glass. Don't feel that you need fine crystal or a special occasion to serve Roma wine. Next time you have a quick supper, serve Roma wine in plain tumblers with your spaghetti or cold meat. And notice how much more enjoyment and zest it adds to the meal. Serve Roma wine often, cool or chilled. You'll quickly discover why Roma, R-O-M-A, Roma wines are America's largest selling wine. Yes, Roma wines are true to type. Roma wines are faithful in flavor. Roma wines are sound of character. Roma wines are reasonable in cost. Made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
Our thanks to Cary Grant for his suspenseful performance here tonight. And Mr. Grant wants us to say that he will be listening with you next week at the same hour to Mr. Robert Young in the story called The Night Reveals. Don't forget then, next week, same time, for Robert Young in Suspense.
Presented by Roma Wines, R-O-M-A, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.